Today I'm going to be showing you CatLean Client for the latest version of Minecraft Java Edition. I'm on their official website right now, catlean.su. You can find it linked right down in the description below. And here I'm actually just going to go ahead and download the one for 26.2, the current latest Java Edition version. You will also need the Fabric API. I'll link this right down in the description below. And you also need to download the Fabric Language Kotlin mod. So let's download that too. Now, because we had to download the Fabric API, you could probably already guess that you do also need to have the Fabric Loader installed for 26.2 as well. If you don't have that yet or you're not sure where to get it, I will link it right down in the description below. But for right now, as you can see, I have CatLean, the Fabric API, and Fabric Language Kotlin mod over here in my downloads, and if you do too, we can simply go ahead and place these in our mods folder. To get there, press on Windows and R at the same time, and then in the box that pops up, type in app data, and then here go into the folder called roaming.minecraft, and then finally mods. I got sodium in there as well. You know what, I'll actually leave that. It's a great performance improvement mod. Anyways, let's drag in all three of these mods just like that. Then we can close this up, open up the Minecraft launcher, and then launch Fabric for 26.2. Now, the second that you load into Minecraft, CatLean is for some reason going to start talking to you in Russian, and they're also going to ask if you want to enable a Discord RPC or not. But I generally don't necessarily recommend enabling that unless you really want to. With that being said though, I'll now briefly show you how to use CatLean Client if you don't know how to do that. If you want a full in-depth tutorial, then I have also made that before, and I'll link it down in the description below. But for right now, we can just start by pressing on the P button on our keyboard, as that is going to open up the clicked UI area over here. This contains all the utilities that CatLean has. We can click on these to turn them on, and click on them once again to turn them off, and right click for these really extensive customization menus. I mean, CatLean is just so amazing with the amount of customization they have, and it's all kind of hidden because we can right click on any of these utilities for all of this customization, and it's like we have this one thing here which has 20 different menus full of customization in it too. So I mean, it has a lot more than it might seem, especially if you keep in mind that there's different categories up here as well. There's not just an attack category, but there's a legit and protect category as well, which have even more utilities. So in that sense, it's kind of laid out weirdly because you might accidentally miss a lot of the things it has to offer. So definitely take your time to look through all this if you're actually downloading the mod for yourself. Same goes for the movement category. We also have a rage section over here, which is quite long. Then we have an ESP section with like 12 different ESP modules in the visual area over there. And then we also have a bunch of different utility mods. I mean, just because the GUI isn't as big as that of some other clients definitely doesn't mean that it doesn't have as much to offer. With that being said, this is also not all that CatLean has. You see, there is a Windows menu over here where there's a bunch of panels where you can manage stuff. First off, there's just a config panel over here where you can make configurations and the like. Pretty simple, but it does have a built-in GUI for this. So you don't have to do it all in the command line. You can do it directly inside of Minecraft there. Then there is a waypoint panel as well where you can create waypoints. You can add proxies, macros, and then homies as well. These are basically friends for inside of CatLean. And so if you're using Kill Aura or other targeting utilities, for example, then you can exclude everyone who is inside of your homies panel, just as an example. First, there is the heads up display, which contains even more utilities. Would you believe it? So there's just a bunch of widgets you can add. For example, a coordinate widget. Clicking on activate over there is just going to simply add that, and then we can move this to wherever we like, and it's just simply going to display our coordinates, right? You can probably guess that a bunch of these other widgets are going to do the exact same thing, right? So you can check all those out as well. And finally, there is also a theme editor over here too. you can create, manage, and even download themes from the internet and import them into CatLean. So that's pretty nice. Heading back into the UI area, there is also a search functionality as this last bit. Clicking on that is going to turn this thing into a search bar, and then you can type in here and it's just going to bring up all of these results for your search query. Finally, there is also a whole thing up here in the top left that explains better how to use the Click GUI. So for example, if you want to set a keybind to one of these utilities, you're not actually going to be able to find it in their customization menus when you right click. Instead, you want to middle mouse press on the utility and then press on any key, for example, J, and now I've bound anti-phase to J. You can find all the specific ones over here, but for example, pressing on Alt is going to now show me that anti-phase has been bound to J, and I don't currently have any other keybinds. So for the rest, that was basically that, even though I promise you guys that I could, that's the back of my head, easily fill up an hour talking about this client. Let me know if you think this is better than Liquid Bounce, which I actually covered recently, and I'll link that video in the description. Let me know if you think it is better down in the comments below. I'd love to hear your guys' feedback on that. But for right now, thank you all ever so much for watching, and I do, of course, hope to see you again in the next one. Bye-bye.